Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Quite Lovely podcast. I am your host, Riz. I hope you're having a really good day so far, or night, wherever you are. Last week we chatted about love and anxiety and depression and how those three kind of intertwine with each other. It was just me chatting about my personal experiences, not really offering any professional guidance because I'm not a professional, but just giving you guys things and tidbits that I'd learned throughout the years from things that I'd gone through. Today you guys are going to be listening to an interview between me and someone who is kind of in that gray area between a person that you're friends with and someone that you don't really know too well. He's not a complete stranger, but not my BFF. So he's 22. He's also a Cancer, which is interesting. The last interview that we had was a Cancer as well. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. It's kind of hard to place how quickly things should be moving, because, you don't know.
You never do.
You don't know how other people are feeling. You don't know what their relationships are like and what their dynamic is like, and so how can you dictate that? But then also for yourself, it's like trying to figure out how quickly you can get comfortable with someone.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Getting comfortable more quickly?
Like, most people would say it's a bad thing because they're like, oh, that person is just either like they're easy or
they're dumb.
Yeah, they're dumb and they just rush into things. They're not really thinking. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I just think that maybe you're a little more open to getting there with someone quickly.
Or I feel like there's I'm gonna fall into my own pit of a cliche here, because I hate cliches.
That's fine.
Like that cliche of like, oh, 1 in a million, right?
Yeah.
That I don't think it means 1 in a million people you'd engage romantically, right? Or talk to romantically, etc. But imagine it's 1 in a million people that you come across, period, right? And you have some people for whom it's 1 in a million, others for whom it's 1 in 100,000, others 1 in 10,000, others 1 in 1, right?
Yeah.
It's like every person they meet unlocks them like a key, you know? I feel like people can be like that sometimes. Sometimes personalities, and not even necessarily personalities, but the things in an environment that made a person the way they are resonate, But, pop off with the things in somebody else's environment that made them the way they are. And then because those two people recognize similar traits in each other, they're like, oh, I get why this person is this way. I feel the same way that person does. Yeah. Because you can kind of see that from a visual perspective.
I don't know if it's just, I hate saying our generation, but
it's not.
It's
though.
not.
It can't.
It's
be.
not. But things were viewed differently though. For other generations, or not generations, but what's another term that we can use instead of generations?
Generations is the best way to
I guess so.
I think.
Other generations, I feel didn't see love as a fun thing to take part in. It was just an obligation.
Torturous.
Yeah, it was just this annoying thing that gets in the way of I have to get married and I have to have kids and
That's because I feel like it was overused,
What else were they supposed to call it?
Exactly. But the thing is you'd have two people who grew up in the same town, never left further than 50 miles of their village or their town or whatever. The only people they see
are those people in that radius.
And maybe a woman sees the only man who's not has missing teeth or is horribly malformed, and it's you know what, that dude who's semi capable as a human being, he may be my one, right? And then it's it's not love, it's convenience.
But
not
is
even
it though?
Convenience. It's just
if it's what
it's
they're
convenience
feeling
and comfort.
But at the same time, if it's what they're feeling, who are we to be no, you don't, that's not what you're feeling?
So I think that is, that's tough.
But also, I saw this, exactly what you're talking about, the, like, being in a certain mile radius in my interethnic cultural communications class. We were, we were talking about how, like, just exactly that convenience when it comes to just knowing people in general, and how, on average, I think it was, like, most people they end up with someone within a 10-mile radius from where they grew up. Yeah. Whether they knew them, like, you know, growing up or not. And I was like, that's just insane. Like,
which is actually, like, kind of, never mind.
No, what?
I know they might say that.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. I just realized, like, I've never, like, actually had a relationship with anybody, like a real relationship with anybody who wasn't from Atlanta.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Like, I've been all over the country. Like, I've been all over, like, multiple different countries.
Yeah.
Like, for good chunks of time. Like, I've hung out with people, interacted with people, like, done whatever with people. But I've never taken anybody serious who wasn't from Atlanta. Especially when I was in New York.
Why that is. Do you think it's because it's where you're comfortable?
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, if someone's from there, like, I know that I'll be fine, because, like, they understand.
Yeah. Whereas, like,
so weird.
And other, like, you'll be in, like, I don't know, I feel like in New York, everyone there, it's like a city of 8 million people are literally stacked on top of each other. It's like you're constantly competing to get someone's attention, like, you know, or be the center of attention, so they're just loud and screaming shit all the time. Yeah. And then the West Coast, they're just all dumb. Not in a bad way, it's just, like, in terms of the culture, like, there's no depth to the culture, you know?
Yeah.
It's, like, surface level. It's, like, what's real out there. Like, you go out to LA, everyone's gonna be fake.
But what is that like with dating there? I mean, it's gotta be impossible, like, getting to know someone on a personal level. Is it?
People probably like LA people. We probably seem weird as shit
to them. Exactly.
And, like, we probably seem like, you know, like, plotting, like, dumb behemoths, you know, just, like, we're little Southerners. Like, so content with our, like, you know, regular everyday lives, you know.
Leaving wherever you're from to go have this, like, big adventure. When I was little, I was like, yes, I'm gonna travel the world and I'm gonna fall in love and it's gonna be amazing. Yeah. And that's simply just not the way that life turned out. But, like, I think that, I don't know, part of me still holds on to that.
It can.
Yeah.
It's not hard, realistically.
No.
Like, it's just very hard now I think about it. Like, I want to do that shit too.
It is logistically, like, going through the steps, but, like, if I wanted to, I could go right now.
Yeah.
And just leave this country, but, like,
things hold you.
Yeah. People hold you.
People hold you. Things really have no sway, but, like, people.
Not until you're ready to leave it all. Turn your back to it. That you're like, oh, but this one little memory that I have with this one person is, like, it's really holding me back. And, like, what if that was my, you know?
There's, like, a high probability that if you just... Do you ever feel like, okay, maybe there's not a high probability.
Okay.
Maybe this is completely impossible. But you ever feel like you have a certain amount of momentum in life? And that if you just do something with enough confidence,
like,
no matter
eventually
what,
it'll
exactly,
get going.
it's just gonna happen. Like, if I bought a plane ticket tomorrow and I wanted to go to pick a country, pick a random country.
I don't know, like Germany.
Yeah, I want to go to Egypt.
Okay.
Right? I touch down in Egypt and I just start walking around like, hi, I'm new. I need a place to stay. Right? If I did that for long enough,
eventually you'd find a place to
stay. I'd find a place to stay. And I think that there is momentum involved. This is going to sound so ridiculous.
No,
right? But, like, imagine. And tell me this isn't in the realm of possibility. Like, I book a flight to Egypt. I land in Egypt. I hop off the plane. I walk up to somebody like, excuse me, sir. May I stay at your house? I just got here from America. I did it completely randomly because it seemed like a thing to do. I was wondering if I could stay at your house.
Yeah.
90% chance, I think, that it swings my way. Like, let's just say
that's a very strong probability.
It is.
Do you really think so?
Yeah.
What are the chances of you hopping off the plane and falling in love?
On site, or, like, how long am I spending in Egypt?
No, same chances. In comparison to someone taking you home versus you falling in love. Wouldn't you say they're the same?
No.
Yeah, come on. It can happen to anyone at any time, any moment.
You're discounting what a winning smile can do for you. I can get somebody to take me home damn near anywhere. Especially turn on that southern charm. Excuse me, miss.
But I mean...
Pardon me, ma'am.
All it takes is a glance. I think it could happen.
It could. You know what's equally as possible?
What?
Is that you taking a flight to Egypt. The love of your life is on the other side of a gate in Beijing.
Oh my. Well, yeah. See, that's the thing that no one talks about either.
Or you leave and just as somebody, like, you're stepping onto the flight just as somebody who was madly in love with you, did a mad, frantic 90s rom-com dash to the airport right as you're hopping on that jet, and they were watching you take off.
That just hurt my heart to think about.
Like, the possibilities are endless.
And when I think of romantic possibilities, my mind never goes to those almost moments. Yeah. I've never thought about it that way before.
It's so many. There could be so many. There could be some dude out there, right, who went to school at your rival middle school, right? Went to high school at your rival high school, came down to Columbus, went to school here, right? And may have had a class directly next to you every day at Columbus State, but just walks the opposite direction. You guys just walk opposite directions to leave the building after class every day.
And that's like the love of my life.
Exactly. Maybe he's like 2 floors below you, wherever you live.
But I mean, if it really was, wouldn't we have crossed paths by now? Isn't that the whole point?
How?
What do you mean? I mean, there's got to be something. I drop a book one day.
What if you guys go through all of that
accidentally goes down the wrong hallway.
And don't cross paths until you're 60?
I would cry when I turn
60. Or wouldn't you be just happier than you ever could be? Because it's the love of your life.
But would you be like? I mean, yeah, you'd be happy, but you'd be like, my God, all those years that you've missed.
I mean, it's not like you miss anything. You guys are basically living together. You just didn't talk.
But that's so sad, right?
Not really. I think it's beautiful.
I mean, yeah,
it's like two lives
it's
so
like
closely
sad, but
intertwined.
beautiful.
It's like
they're just parallel to each other at all times.
Barely not parallel. I don't think that's a sad occurrence at all. I think it's rather adorable, to be honest. Cute.
It's just mind-shattering to think about the almost and like things that have probably already happened. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the almost that have already happened to you that you just don't even think about. If that's the case, do you think that love is a privilege or a right?
Privilege or right? I think it's complete luck.
You think it's luck?
I think it's neither a privilege nor a right. I think it's luck.
How on earth can it be luck?
Because some people can go through their entire lives with a companion who fits them perfectly, and still they wind up somebody that they're unhappy being, right? Some people do die just that, like it happens, and they're not happy with who they are as a person. Yeah. They had a great companion, somebody who like let them be whatever they want, and they always felt free with, right? But that person didn't love them, never pushed them to be better, right? But at the end of their life, they probably still thought it was love. There could be 2 college students in an apartment somewhere in New York right now, or maybe on like the 20th floor of some luxury apartment building because they have rich friends. And they're sitting in this apartment, and they're in the bathroom, and there's a party going on outside. And these 2, and they've just decided that they're in love. And those 2 actually mean it. Like, they're going to be together forever. And it's set. Like like kicking a boulder off a cliff. Nothing's stopping it at this point.
Yeah.
Right? Is that love?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Right? It's luck.
It's not luck at all. It's not luck in the slightest.
Luck. It is luck.
It's just meant to happen.
It is for everybody.
I think in some way, shape, or form, you will experience love at one point in your life. It doesn't have to be. See, I think that's the problem.
Is it possible to be in love with math?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can be in love with anything.
I'm pretty sure Sir Isaac Newton never felt love because he died a virgin and broke.
But he had something he was passionate about.
Sorry.